So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to spot buy opportunities in an uptrend. Okay, we're going to be talking about how to spot buy opportunities in an uptrend. Now, in my previous video, I talked about the higher highs and higher lows. Okay, when a market is ascending upward, which is a bullish trend or an uptrend. Now, in an uptrend, this is the kind of trend you place buy orders. Okay, an uptrend is also known as a bullish trend. It is the type of trend you place buy orders. And please, guys, before I forget, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button so that whenever I drop videos like this, you should be notified and get yourself valuable contents that improve your daily trading skills. All right. So in an uptrend, you always spot buy orders, right? Buy orders. Now, if you look at this chart very well, you will notice that the market has been in a period of what? An uptrend. It has been in a period of an uptrend. If you look at how the market has been ascending up, you will notice that this market has been trending upward. Okay. Now, before you place buy orders, you must take note that this market must be originating, okay? It must be originating from let's say, a demand zone, okay? You should be originating from a demand zone or an order block zone, because not every market that is trending upward, you are safe to buy, right? So if you don't take note of the fact that yes, this market should be making an impulsive move or originating from an order block zone or a demand zone, you may likely be trapped, right? So you should be careful. So I'm going to be telling you how to spot buy opportunities without being caught off guard, right? Now, when it comes to placing a buy order, you can see very clearly that the market started originating from this zone, right? Now, this was where the impulsive move started from, right? Which is the demand zone, right? So this market started moving from here, and we saw that the market spiked to this zone, right? And it came back again and tested this zone, which became what? A support area, right? After the market trend to this place, it came down again and retest this zone. This shows that this is a very strong and valid support region. First, note that it can only be a demand zone or another block zone when the demand zone is still fresh, right? When the demand zone is still fresh, when it has never been mitigated or tested. But when it goes up and come back and test this place, it becomes a support region, right? It becomes what? A support region. Now, you could see that when the market came back to this place, buyers stepped in to place buy orders, and eventually the price rose up, right? The price rose up, showing what? A very strong demand. And for you to know that this kind of bullish trend or uptrend is valid, you must be aware that every single high, right? Every single high is always higher than the previous one. There is always a break of structure. You could see that this resistance zone was higher than the previous resistance zone, right? That means this previous higher high was higher than the previous high. This shows you that this market is very strong, that buyers are very strong in this type of market. This gives you the confidence that yes, this market is trending upward, and that when the market pulls back, you are going to enter, right? You are going to enter. Now, every pullback is a time or a period of opportunity or another chance for you to enter the market. You could see that the market pulled back to this zone, and when it pulled back to this zone, what happened? Buyers stepped in and they did what? They placed buy orders. Now, before I go further, I want you to take note of the fact that if you are placing your buy orders, right, if you are placing your buy orders when the market rose up to this place, and if you are looking forward to placing a buy order in this zone, right, make sure that your stop loss, make sure that your stop loss is below the previous below the what, the support area, right? Now let's assume you are placing a buy order on this chart now, right? And you want to buy this market at this region. You have to make sure that your buy order or your order, your your stop loss is a little bit below the previous the support region, right? Make sure that your stop loss is a little bit below the what, the previous zone, right? Give it a gap, right? This is where you place your what, your stop loss. It should be below the what, the previous support zone. This particular area that is showing $2,226.76 This is where I'm on good now. That's why I'm using it as a case study. So if you are placing a buy order, make sure that your stop loss is below the what, the support region, the previous what, support region. That is where your stop loss should be placed. Now note, I'm on the daily time frame. That does not mean that you are going to as a day trader, you are going to make your stop loss that wide. It's because I'm on a daily time frame. I wish I'm on the 15 minutes time frame. I would have said, okay, your stop loss is going to be reduced. But now I'm just trying to tell you give you the scenario that if you are placing a buy order, you are entering at this particular zone, $2,315.05, and your stop loss should be below the what? The previous support zone, right? The support region below where you are placing your order, so that it will have a space, so that whenever the market is pulling back, it will not haunt you and stop you out on time, right? So this is where you should be placing your what? Your stop loss. This region, this is where you should be placing your stop loss, right? While your take profit should be your take profit can be, let's say in this zone, should be in this zone, right? That means the previous resistance zone. That is where your take profit should be placed. All right. Now take note that when you are placing a buy order, you must always confirm that every previous resistance zone is higher than the previous what, resistance zone. No, this previous resistance zone now is higher than what, this previous resistance zone. That means there must be a break of structure in an uptrend, because this is what gives you evidence or confirmation that yes, this market is really trending upward. This market is really gaining momentum, and is this the sustenance of the market is really strong by the buyers. That means buyers are heavily pushing up the price. There is a very strong demand, and if it refuses to break this previous resistance zone, then it's going to be you're going to be a little bit trapped. The market might, if it refuses to break above this zone 3 times, there is high probability that the market is going to dump down, right? Dump down, grab your stop loss, and then move up, right? So make sure that every time you are placing a buy order, anytime you are placing a buy order, you must always observe that every current high or resistance zone is always higher than the previous one, right? Always higher than the previous one. If it is equal to the previous one, which is this particular zone, it is showing that buyers are not really getting strength to push higher anymore. And there is high probability that when the market is returning back, it might be that it might even break this previous support zone, which is this area, right? It might break this support zone and even clear liquidity before gaining more strength to what, to push further, right? So always be observant and be careful that every time you are placing a buy order, every time you are placing a buy order, there is always a break of structure, because the break of structure is what gives you more strong evidence that yes, this market is really gaining momentum, and the buyers are really active in this type of market, right? Now, when the market broke this structure, when the market came here, it made a pullback. Now, the pullback is it's giving you a second chance, right? It might be that you missed the first run that led to this zone. Now, when the market is pulling back, it is giving you another chance to what? To buy. Because now the market is showing strength and is showing momentum. Now, this is where you want to place your what? A buy order and your stop loss below this region. Now, if the market comes back to this support region or pulls back, now you're looking forward to what? To place another buy, right? You're looking forward to placing another buy, right? And your stop loss should be below the what? The support level. Just give it some space so that it can be below the what? The support level, right? This is where you are entering, which is at 2381.77, and your stop loss is what? Take note that I'm just on a daily time frame. You're not going to spend much as you do on the 15 minutes time frame. So I'm just trying to give you a perfect scenario that your stop loss should be below the what? The support level. Give it some space, some breadth, so that if the market pulls back a while or a bit, it will not grab you or stop you out before the what? The remove begins, right? So always make sure that your stop loss is below the what? The entry price, while your take profit should be above, let's say, the previous high, the previous support resistance zone can be here, or you can extend it a little further, right? That is how you want to enter or spot buying opportunities. Now, you could see the example again now that when this market rose up, when the market rose up, what happened? You could see the example and the perfect illustration that when we bought here, now when we bought at this zone, the market pushed up and even broke this previous what? This previous resistance zone now, this region now. This price broke this region, showing that there are active buyers in the market, and the market is gaining demand, and there is strong push up by buyers, strong demand by buyers. This is how you spot what? Buy opportunities. Always make sure that you are spotting break of structure. That is every current resistance zone, level, is always higher than the previous one. If it is refusing to break below the previous one, it shows that buyers are not really getting that strength. And when this happens once, twice, and the third time, there is high probability that the market is likely going to come down and even stop you out, clear all the liquidity, gather more strength before pushing upward, right? Before pushing upward. So always make sure that you are spotting what? You are noticing or spotting break of structure. That means every current high is higher than the previous high, right? So and every current low, which this one, is higher than the previous low. This is the current low, for instance. It is higher than this one, right? That's to tell you that this market is what? Really trending up. It is really what? Trending up, right? Now, I wouldn't advise you to say because the market is pulling back to this zone and then you should be looking forward to placing a buy order. No, because this place, if you are to place any order, a buy order, it means you are going to be buying at premium. You're going to be buying at a very high price. Institutional traders can manipulate price in a way that the price can dump down before the second impulsive move begins, right? The price can dump down before the next impulsive move begins. So don't enter this type of pullback, right? Don't enter this kind of pullback that comes in this zone. Don't buy at this zone. I wouldn't advise you to place a buy order at this zone, because if you are placing a buy order, it means you are buying high, because every trader that trade as a business person should be buying high. Your own is to what? To buy at low price and what? Sell at a higher price. But now look at this pullback. This market moved in a very fast way, and now it made a very short pullback. And if you are to enter this type of market, there are high chances that the market is going to pull back to this zone before buying. So what I would advise you to do is that when the market gets here, don't enter the market. Just give it some time or be patient. If the market can come back to this previous resistance zone, right? For this to this previous resistance zone, this is where you should be looking forward to what? Please buy order, because what? There's a very large or big gap in this place, and transactions need to be fed equally. When transactions are not fed equally, it means there is an imbalance between the buying and the selling. There is too much gap at the price at which buyers want to buy and the price at which sellers want to sell. So the sellers must always make sure that they are selling at an equal or let's say a bit higher than what buyers are willing to what? Offer. So buying at this zone is a risk, because if you buy at this zone, there is high chances that the market is going to pull back and grab your stop loss before continuing further, right? So whenever you are seeing any type of pullback that is very short, don't enter. Sometimes it is manipulation to trigger stop losses. So guys, that's it for how to spot buy opportunities in the market. All right, please guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please help me subscribe so I can grow my channel, and I will be doing my best to offer you valuable content and content that will improve your trading skills. All right, thank you very much, and see you in my next video.